Hello, my beautiful Otsutsukians, and welcome back to another session of our host, Shinrayuki Otsutsuki. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a wonderful and a blessed day for the remainder of today. It is currently for me. It is currently 6:58 in the. It's currently 6:58 in the morning, and it is on a Sunday. Anyone of the same, anyone of the evening time zone, I'd love to say good evening. Anyone of the afternoon, good afternoon. Have enjoy the rest of your day. Now, welcome back to another wasted 20 to 25 minutes of your time. Please bear with me, and all the plugins will be at the ending of the video, and let's get right into this. So for today, we have what if Naruto was merged with with a forgotten beast or an ancient beast. Okay, we are about to start off. We start off with many years ago in between the era of Kaguya's sealing, and there was a clan, a very small clan at which was capable of rivaling the powers of gods. They were all killed due to the unexpected battle which evented between Kaguya and her two sons, which caused collateral damage which went on for 12 days and nights. After that, a seal which was being looked after inside that clan, a seal which was kept under severe surveillance, went undone. As a four-legged as a four-legged dog-like creature would come out, quite fatigued, physically fatigued, as it would walk. Sorry, I need to as it would walk into a floor as it would walk onto a red carpet filled with a red carpet of blood and corpses, a red carpet of blood which is stained by the brown spots of corpses. As we begin sniffing around as we begin sniffing around for supposedly a warm, live, heart-beating body. As it would come to a boy who, oh god, as it would come to a boy, uh, oh Jesus, oh yeah, as it would come to a boy, as it would sense a very strong vitality, as it would say this would get bad for him if this brat ever wakes up, as it would then shift into a much more human-esque like silhouette form, as it would supposedly pump its life force into the child. After that, the child's body would begin taking a grandesque change, as it would have a pair of fangs, as it would have a pair of wolf-like ears, fangs, and a tail. As he would then leave the village for 8 days and 7 nights, destruction would come. Destruction was brought wherever he went. As on the fifth, he understood that the new Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails was on the hunt for him. That was the only one who thought was after him. But as on the eighth night, the sage of as on the eighth night when the sage of Six Paths went after on the eighth night the sage of Six Paths caught on. The battle went on for 3 days. As when the beast was finally worn out, the sage of Six Paths tried to use the sun and the moon seal, but it didn't work. As the sage of the Six Paths was in a very discriminate shock, he would say, "What are you?" Give me a moment, my. What are you? What abomination has this earth created itself? As a voice would say, that is not man nor beast, that is everything and nothing at the same time. He has no name, he takes the name of the one who he befriends, but that is quite impossible as now. As Hagoromo would turn around and all his Rinnegan could read was a serene grace. As he would say, how do we stop it? Asked Hagoromo. As the old man would say, we have to steal him away. As Hagoromo said, but I have tried the strongest seal in creation. The strongest seal and current oh god. The strongest seal and currently I'm the only one with chakra. As the man would laugh a bit and say, allow me to introduce myself. The name is Motono Rigigon. Jesus fucking god. My name is Motono Rigi. Rihon Gigitsu, as Algerma would have been taken back at this, as he thought that the Gihon Gitsu clan was just a myth told by his mother. As Motono would then take a stance as he would recite something in mother tongue language, as he would then say, Guanyan Bodhisattva. As a Buddha with ten arms would appear behind him, uh, five hands would have five of the 10 arms would have an animal symbol on it, and the other would have kanji symbols corresponding to the animal. As he would then weave some hand signs, as he would say, Heaven's birds, heaven's bindings of the divine bird's cage. As the hands which said bird and had the symbol bird on it would begin to weave those same hand signs as feathers wrapped around the child. As the bird's cage appeared and the feathers would begin to pull him into the cage as the cage would shut seal. As it would have as it would have blue markings on top of it similar to what's on the wolf and and has the kanji symbol to divine, which says divine. After that, Motono would fall to his knees into tears as he told Hogoromo that was his son and he felt as a parent. Hogoromo would comfort him as months would pass. Both Motono and Hogoromo would notice changes in the seal, as the kanji symbols would then eventually change to correspond to fuck memory. Symbols would change from divine white to crimson red blood, or to crimson red, as those months then turned into years, as Motone then created the Rigi Honigitsu clan and two other clans, which were the Aburame and the Inuzuka. Centuries would pass as the Rigigion Siu lost their godly touch after Motone died in that after Motone died in a war and of old age as well during that war. He could not his reflexes were lost and all of that. His successor who was his successor who was cradling his dead His successor was cradling his half-dead body. Divine white hair would have gotten stained by the spillage of Motone's crimson-red blood in battle, from from the roots to the tips. As he then became the founder of a new clan now known as the Uzumaki clan. The techniques from the Rigigutsuyon clan, the remaining techniques from the Rigigyon Kitsu clan were passed as an heirloom, as well as the birdcage, and the story behind that cage was passed down to all the generations of clan heads to come, up until the third great ninja war came, and the land of Eddies which they refuged in were completely destroyed during that war. That's oh boy, during that war. During those 3 wars, the sealed grew rather weaker and very weaker due to the abundant amount of malice, and there was as well an abundant amount of chakra on the battlefield which was being dispersed into the air. So basically, malice is basically hatred, and the way the seal works, due to the beast being another harbinger, since it's an ancient tale. Just a moment. Okay, I'm finally back. I'm back to recording. But before I start, look at the time. Look at the time. So there's at least 8 hours in between my last portion of recording, so hopefully the audio doesn't sound a bit strange. But let's get on back into it. I believe I ended at where I was explaining the malice and the chakra and the hatred, and which caused the seal to get weaker, so we shall continue from there. If that's not where I am, then I can't help anybody. So, as we now cut back to the current timeline with 7 people, well, at least 7 people could be seen aboard a small boat, as 2 people begin falling as they pass over a winding river. A river that, like, a river, a riverway to the whirlpool village. Halfway there, 2 people on board that boat would begin falling weak as they'd felt the chakra being drained drastically and rapidly. After a while, reaching deeper into that winding river, it would stop. Although the chakra would still be drained, but at least, yeah, as one as one of the seven people as one of the remaining four people who was on the boat was a sensory type, as she would begin scouting the area, as she would relay that at the water's floor there is a sensory jamming distortion, which she personally can't get through. Okay then, ow, could you give it a try? Why, of course, Lady Mizukage. Okay, Byakugan. As few minutes later he would say, I'm sorry, Lady Mizukage, the distortion is there. Oh god. The distortion is caused by some sort of seal. Okay then, a seal you say. A seal you say? Yes, Lady Mizukage. So tell me, do you think it's capable of being removed? Well, personally, neither of us could get in there on our own due to the heavy water flow, but uh, you can, yeah, oh fuck. Neither of us could get in there due to the heavy water flow, the heavy current. Hmm. But yes, it is capable of removing the seal. And she would then look to one of those two people who fell down, one of those people whose chakra has been rapidly drained, and then say, Yukimaru, do you think you are capable to swim down there and investigate? Give me a damn. Why, yes, of course, I would give it my best shot. I should then say, thank you very much. Uh, would you, would you strap the Jinchuriki in a rubber-like belt and continuously create a, cord to keep track of him, as he would then get ready to jump in, as his eyes would go from a soothing green to a coarse, harsh violet purple. As he would then jump in, half an hour would pass and the Jinchuriki would appear on the opposite shore. The Jinchuriki would then appear to the opposite shore from where he launched from where he dived from. And he would pull onto the strand to signify them to where he is. As they would then head to him, they would see what he got, as I would, oh my god, like, as they'd notice what he retrieved from the shore, as I would then begin to get quite infuriated and say, a whole half an hour you have been down there. The young shinobi stripling are very hopeless. As the Mizukage would say, shut up, Owl, and shut up, Owl, or you die. As she would said that the two Jinchuriki would once again fall to their knees, as the chakra would be visibly seen being sucked into the seal, which was sucked into the seal, which went on for 10 to 15 minutes, as the sealing tag would then burn off of the cage, burn off, as the cage would get larger from what seeming, well, what this usually happens as the seal was created. It's quite small and fragmented. When the sealing tag was placed onto it, it became small to be able to keep it, like, handleable and movable and stuff. But when it is quite large, as you can see, the freaking beast right there is very large. Would burn off as the cage would get larger and would open up, as a huge amount of malice would simultaneously alongside a wolf-like, dog-like creature would come out, as everyone would be paralyzed in place due to the fear and the sudden stroke of power which was released in its presence, as all of a sudden it would collapse by the as all of a sudden it would just collapse by the two Jinchurikis, as the thing as by the two Jinchurikis, sorry. As Mai would say to the others who was there, take the beast or animal and load it onto the boat as well. But why, Lady Mizukage? It's just an animal. Yes, out, it's just an animal. But for what reason would it have been placed in a seal? And also get and also take this cage as well, as the cage would have returned much smaller. And take it to the mist and analyze it. as Chojo and the extra shinobi who was there would pick up the two Jinchurikis and the wolf. As when they got to the mist, as when they finally got back to the mist dock, they didn't see the wolf anymore. Instead, they saw a boy with with blonde tinted white hair clinging onto the unconscious Yukimaru. As Haku would then say, Utakato sensei, you have been up since the time, so why didn't you announce to anyone that the wolf escaped? Well, actually, Haku, you see, the thing is, as he would scratch the back of his head, that wolf. What do you mean, Utakato? Well, you see, Lady Mizukage, as he would ruffle the boy's hair, as a pair of wolf ears would appear out of the blue, and he would raise his kimino. What the f- that kimi? How the fuck do you pronounce it, Lord? Do you know the thing the Japanese dress like, sir, whatever? His kimimo, whatever the fuck it's called, to reveal a blonde tinted white tail as well. As everyone, which he played, well, due to obvious reason, a wolf's tail. After that little interaction at the hospital, the boy would wake up in his bed surrounded by ninjas. Please forgive me for such hospitality, but my name is Mai, the fifth Mizukage of the Mist. And who might you be? The name's Naruto Rigigion Gitsu. And the end, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive me for pausing very, very much in the last, well, 7 minutes of recording. Yeah, it's currently late in the evening. I'm currently outside. I need a light of my own because I'm not by close to my home. I am current, and if I go inside, it would be too noisy for me to be able to record. And I really want to get this out as well as two other videos, I believe, right now, or I will schedule it for it to be posted tomorrow because I haven't posted for the entirety of 2 weeks. Now for the plugins. Follow my Discord like I usually say. Follow the Discord. Join the family. Well, everyone is welcome. Help make it entertaining. Without you guys, it wouldn't be entertaining at all, and I wouldn't be able to post out any videos because I would barely have ideas. I really want to know what you guys are really wish to, and also if you'd like to read the novel-esque like version of this on your own without having to experience it, the pauses and everything. I have currently recently made a Wattpad account, and I'm going to be posting my first story there tomorrow or this evening. Links will be down in the description. Please follow me on Wattpad, read the stories for your own, and you would get the own feel of your own. And possibly you would even get stories which would be posted on there before it's even posted on YouTube. So, like I'm saying, come up onto Wattpad, follow the account, read the novel for your own, get the thrill of your own on your own way. And yeah, bye bye.